Hey everyone. All right. Hold up, y'all. Want to make sure I pause my other screen here. How's everybody doing? Okay, so let me tell you guys something. I almost didn't go live today, but I decided to because somebody sent me the sweetest email ever. So here's the deal. Give me one sec. Sorry about that. I got interrupted. Okay. I don't know. I like slept on the wrong side of the bed or something, and I have like a pinched nerve and I could feel it almost. It's painful, it is, but I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go live." Somebody sent me a really good email, and it was really sweet of them, and it was something to the effect of like, "I really appreciate when you go live. I just like it when you go live, and I like listening to you and your thought process, and thank you for doing true crime." And I was like, "Oh, that was very sweet of them." But yeah, I'm not feeling the greatest right now. Tiffany, I think I'm gonna have to do that something because I'm trying to move my neck and it's definitely pain. I'm feeling it. Yeah, I can feel like it hurts to just turn the other way. So I'm gonna take it easy, but I'm not gonna go too hard. Look at this. Damn, but it doesn't stop the crazy hairs. Okay, everybody, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let me shout out all the members. Who do I see? Peekaboo. Pocket American Bully Mama, welcome. Erica, I see in the house. Amy, thank you for being a member for 6 months. I see you. Thank you for being here. Alyssa, Leanne, Millie, SW, Sushi, Jezebel. I'm going to try to go through this as quick as I can. Snoop, Kimmy, Liz. I'm a little slow today. But yes, let's see. Hey, Shauna B, how you doing, love? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I see Alyssa in the house. Welcome. You need a name change ASAP, girl. I know, right? I saw your comment. Jojo, how you doing? And Leanne is in the house. Welcome, Cheeks. How you doing, love? Deborah's in the house. Millie, Daleen. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. And of course, Amy has been a member for 6 months. Amy. Damn, I know it's the worst. I was just talking. I was like, I need to change my pillows or something. Something's gonna happen. Hey, Emily, welcome everybody. Welcome. Yeah. So hey, Miss Amber, how you doing, love? Look, so this pinched nerve, I was like, listen, it hurts. Glare, congratulations to the Glare who got his 20K. Welcome, congratulations, Glare. Welcome to the 20K club. Don't forget about everybody else. Welcome to the 20K club. Shout out to the Glare. Also, I have to watch your video because I heard it was pretty bomb last night, so I got to go watch it. I'm not familiar with the case. I know that's the creator is like Turtle Man, Turtle something. Shout out to him, but I'm curious. I'm curious about it. Yeah, congratulations, dude. You deserve it. Cape is in the house. Welch Dragon, welcome. You have a 10-year-old grandson. We about to get into it. Hey, Chaos, welcome. Sherry Lynn, welcome. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a heating pad because it's like I was driving and I said, Lord have mercy. I'm gonna have to watch. I haven't listen, I've been busy, but also I can't really move my head a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of videos that I was able to drop or do today because the pinched nerve is really bugging me. But hey. Blue, welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna need I think I need a change of pillows. Hey Cynthia, how you doing, love? All right, everybody come through. Oh, you gonna do a deep dive on the Carrot and Reed case? Buckle. I'm excited. I've heard so much about it, so I'm curious to know. Can't wait to hear your perspective on it. Rose with Thorn, welcome. Vic is in the house. All right. I got all my people in the house. Everybody's here for the most part, right? Shout out to everybody. That will take me down to a rabbit hole, says Ashley. I'll be watching. I'll be watching. I mean, I haven't watched the interview, but I'm excited. I'm totally gonna see it. Let's get it together. This is gonna be an interesting, I guess, situation. I was a little taken off or just thrown off my game a little bit when I was reading about this teacher, elementary school teacher, who apparently you know, had sex with a 12-year-old student and yeah, allegedly is pregnant. Okay. Now I remember the days of Mary Kay Letourneau, who has since passed away. I remember that being a huge case, a huge buzz, especially in the Polynesian community. I have a lot of, Polynesian fam. Shout out to my Pollies, okay? And yeah, I was like, "No, now wait a minute. Now wait a minute." So her bond was revoked because she continued to have contact with the victim. All right, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. That's why I said this case is gonna piss off some people. It's gonna piss off the people. Why don't we start with the New York Post? Okay, let's start with the New York Post and let's see. And some of you guys may be aware of this one. Yeah, allegedly the glare. Allegedly, Tennessee. Now this is out of your state, Glare, right? Thank you, Chico, for gifting. Yes, everybody come through. Thank you. Yo, I'm trying to like not move my neck a whole lot. I got a pinched nerve for those that are coming in. Hey, Coco, I got a pinched nerve and it's hurting me. So I'm trying not to move my neck a whole lot. But y'all gonna make me move my neck. If I get pissed off, I might have to move my neck. And I'm gonna be like crying afterwards. Okay. Everybody was gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Chico. You're so awesome. Y'all drop some hearts for Chico. Thank you, thank you. All right, so there's this Tennessee teacher who was busted for sex with a 12-year-old, claims she's pregnant and I'm going to raise this baby. That's what she said. She said, I'm going to raise this baby. Okay? Let's talk about it. A Tennessee teacher charged with having sex with her then 12-year-old student told the boy she's pregnant with his child and wants to keep the baby, according to reports. Now, I don't know if if y'all remember Mary Kay Letourneau, let me know if you guys remember that case, okay? Let me know. Because that lady had 2 children by Billy Falau, right? 2 children. So she's not like this isn't like, wow, out of the norm. No. Her student was I think 11 at the time. Billy Falau was 11. Mary Kay Letourneau has since passed away. I believe she passed away like 3 years ago, but they did get married. He married the abuser, and Billy Falau talked about how fucked up he was after that, having to raise his 2 daughters from the lady that sexually abused him, that came on to him. She was in her 30s at the time. He was about 11 or 12, if I remember correctly. She had gotten in trouble for what she did. Her bond gets revoked. She it got revoked and all of that. She got pregnant, it got revoked, and then she got pregnant again. She was pregnant twice. There was something, I believe it was like I don't want to say it was a permanent restraining order, but there was some type of an order between them two. So much so that Falau had to go back to court, Billy Falau, at the time that he was 21, because at the end of the day, he had 2 daughters from this woman. Billy Falau's mom raised those 2 daughters. SW, thank you for gifting memberships. I'm not even looking at the chat. Thank you. And Leanne, thank you for gifting memberships. You guys are awesome. Yo, y'all are awesome. Thank you for gifting. I'm like, my neck is killing me, but thank you for gifting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, the things that I do. Shout out to the person that emailed me who said, Rabbit, I just want you to know I love it when you cover true crime because you're so passionate and please keep covering true crime. All right, love. You got it. You got it. Even though I'm in pain, you got it. Congratulations to all the new members. Thank you. And again, SW and Chico, Leanne, thank you. So it's a little bit crazy, right? It's a little crazy that this is happening, but I'm not surprised. Lexi says habitual offenders don't rehabilitate well. She clearly can't leave children alone. Hence, why she became a school teacher. I pray for that boy. Now, wait a minute, Lexi. We only know of that. I always, when it's things like this, I'm like, we only know of that one student. Women can be pedophiles too. Okay. Women can victimize men as well. Women get away with a lot of shit. I'm just going, as a woman, I think I could speak for a lot of us. Now, that's not to say that, it doesn't happen the other way around. No, but women, especially on social media, especially growing up, there is this glamorizing of a woman who has sex with a minor child. It's always been like that, right? Especially for the men. For especially when they're 16, 17, coming to age. Did you have sex with their dude? Did you this, that, and the other? Yeah, it does happen. I don't know. I mean, that's what I've seen it. I've seen it. Miss Amber, thank you for the $20. That love the daily dose. Keep it coming. Thank you, my love. Thank you, Miss Amber. Y'all drop some beautiful hearts for Miss Amber. And shout out to that surprise army and everybody else that's been supporting my channel. Thank you guys. And BJ, of course. The audacity, right? She has the authority and power as a teacher. Men and women too, can become perpetrators, right? Women can inflict pain. We're seen as these, creatures that are meant to nurture and care for. Ooh, hold up, y'all. Nurture and care and whatnot, whatnot. Yeah, but women can become offenders as well. It's the truth. Okay, it's a sick society, but it's the truth. So Alissa McCommon, okay, that is her name. The then 12-year-old student told the boy she's pregnant with his child and wants to keep the baby, according to a report. Alissa McCommon, 38, was initially arrested late last month and had her bond revoked for communicating with her victim in texts and phone calls. So she was already held. Okay, she's already being held accountable and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? At least to the eyes of the law, she's got things, measures and conditions to follow. She wasn't respecting any of that. She had her bond revoked because she was still trying to communicate with the victim, with the 12-year-old. Like crazy, right? Right, gamer? Like what? Yeah, yeah. Crazy, crafty kid. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Do you think she's keeping the baby? Just saying. Just saying. Off her head, says SW. Off with her head. Off with her head. She says, off with her head. In a call to the minor played in court, which we have the call Tuesday, the mother of the two said she was ready to bring their alleged child into the world. So the teacher, not only does she have kids of her own, she's got kids of her own, right? She's got kids of her own. But she said to the victim, I'm ready to bring this baby to the world. That's what she said. That's what she said. I'm ready to bring this baby to the world. She told that in text and phone communication to the victim. The mother of two said she was ready to bring their alleged child into the world. I'm going to raise this baby. I can do this, she stated on a recording played in court on Tuesday. She also alluded to the pregnancy in a separate text message. Here's the teacher, y'all. There she is. Here she is. I have to tell you something that is serious and huge that deals with you, she wrote in a note, according to Fox 13. The mother of two has been accused of sexually assaulting a former student in 2021 in her home. Covington Police Chief Donna Turner said the Charger Academy teacher admitting to inappropriately communicating with students, police said. Girl, look, the magic of filters. The magic of filters. Y'all see this? Teacher, prisoner. Like, teacher, y'all see that? Here she is with the makeup and the blue and the I don't know, it just looks kind of filterish to me. I don't know. And there she is. Right, that's a great question, Vic. That is a great question. Authorities have not confirmed if she is pregnant or if the victim in the case is the possible father. McCommon Previously warned the boy he would regret telling authorities about their illicit relationship. So the audacity. So she still threatens the victim. You're going to regret. She said that to him. You're going to regret telling the police about our relationship. Repulsive, right, Kiva? Repulsive. Said that. In addition to prior rape charges, she's now facing additional stalking, harassment, and coercion charges, of course. The Covington resident was initially removed from Academy in Tipton County after a parent discovered inappropriate communication with her child. There she is. Look, I don't know if she's smiling or what. Y'all see that? I was trying to see if I can zoom into this picture. She got a little smirk on her face. I don't know if you guys can see that. Smirk, smirk. McCommon bail package was revoked after she contacted one of her victims. One of her victims. Remember what I said? I wonder if there's more. There's got to be more than one. When she contacted one of her victims, God knows how long she's been perpetrating on these kids. She's been a teacher, yo. Been a teacher. McConwin was charged with rape of a then 12-year-old boy. There she is. Mm-mm-mm. An investigation revealed she allegedly had sex with the 12-year-old beginning in 2021 and also had sexual correspondence with other students. Mm. If y'all are in that area, man, like that is crazy. So, how long had this been going on? It is absolutely gross. It is absolutely gross. She's an elementary school teacher. Really, JoJo? A rock star spy? I've never heard of that. Who said that? The Cheeks, you ain't never lied. This is why you gotta keep that online activity, especially with these, like, and I hate that, these are your teachers. You know what I'm saying? These are teachers. This is not what you wanna see a teacher, you're thinking that they're really caring for your student and whatnot. Give me one sec, y'all. Sorry. Somebody came in. These are your teachers. You don't expect this from your educators, right? You're thinking that, man, these educators, these teachers, they really care. Like, you just got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. That's all, right? Power of authority. Right. I would hope. I would hope. Yeah, Brenda, kids, more than one, apparently. But we know right now that there's a 12-year-old victim, but there might have been more communication with others. You got to worry about COVID, and then you got to worry about sex offending teachers, right? That's what you got to worry about. My daughter worried about the bus ride to school, and this is what some teachers have been doing, right, Nene? Nene, right. Ooh, we gamer. Let me tell you something. I feel you on that one because I would forget that I went to school and that I had a career and I can going back. I would forget about the workforce and who I am, and you gonna get these hands. You do this to one of my kids. I would. I wouldn't mind it. 'Cause that's what you do when you love your kids, right? That's what you do. You're not gonna let somebody hurt your kids, especially this way. Mm. Intergalactic says, "Women get away with more, but there is no gender difference between men, women, non-binary. I speak from experience." You just saying. Big, you and I both. Right, Brenda? We would all be listen, we would, and I would make sure. I would make sure. But this is just me though, because this is, I am that I'm for my children. So you better believe somebody does something, yeah, you can get these hands, catch these hands any day. Okay, So, an investigation revealed she allegedly had sex with the then 12-year-old beginning in 2021 and also had sexual correspondence with other students. McCommon is accused of sending nude images to some students and asking if they wanted to have sex. Hmm, look at that. She was initially released with on a $25,000 bond before the deal was rescinded when she reached out to at least one victim. McCommon, whose lawyer claim is the subject of a local social media witch hunt. Ain't that? Let me tell you something. Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute, McCommon's attorney. McCommon's attorney said, my client is the victim of a social media witch hunt that is happening right now. Yo, Ozzy's like, oh, damn, this video is going to get demonetized. You already know, Ozzy. Anything in true crime, when you have the word C and grape and rape and offender, yeah, immediately. So do me a favor, support my channel by hitting the like button. That's all I ask. Some of these topics are very, very tough, but I do them because this is true crime, right? We didn't get into true crime to become millionaires. At least I know I wasn't going to become a millionaire. Keep that in mind. But these are tough stories. So I like to talk about tough stories. It's the social worker in me, you know. Um shout out to everybody, but thank you, Ozzy. Ozzy's like, yep, you can expect this to be demonetized. Sure as hell will. Okay. Maybe she should so the attorney's saying that, listen, this is a social media witch hunt. This is what this is. Apparently everybody in Tennessee or whatever, they're saying that this is a social media witch hunt. No, you didn't. Somebody said, "Will she have Alexi Treviso's attorney?" Gary Mitchell. Where's Gary Mitchell at? Did she hire the same Alexi Treviso attorney? Stop it. Girl. Exactly. Exactly. Bye. I know. I'm like, damn, Gary Mitchell, man. He's got that rep. She is in her 30s. She's 38, Kristen. She's 38, and the victim is 12 that we know of. At least one victim. Somebody said that she hired Alexi Treviso's attorney. All right, let me get it together because you guys are doing too much in the chat. Let me find out Gary is on this case. I'm done. Um, So the attorney claims that this is the subject of a local social media witch hunt. Use an unknown number to contact the boy in the attempt to skip the court's restrictions, officials say. She also chopped or cropped? I think they meant to say cropped. She also cropped or chopped to a sexual encounter with the victim in one text. Okay. The evidence, or copped it, I think that's what it is. Did I just make up a word? I totally did. Sorry, y'all. I need my glasses. She also copped it to a sexual encounter with the victim in text. My bad. The evidence indicates McCommon's texted a victim using a specific code word known to the juvenile as a code word McCommon would previously utilize to confirm that the juvenile was alone, often before sending nude photographs on Snapchat. The recipient reported the contact to police. McCommon was arrested once again. The actions of McCommon are not only appalling, but CPD is also concerned about this apparent violation of her bond conditions. Due to the nature of communication, we are concerned others may have been contacted. McCommon was booked back to Tipton County Jail and is now being held without bond. Look, Linda, like, she didn't wanna be free, okay? Let's just get it together. She was pulling a Mary Kay Letourneau, alright? It's what it is. It's what it is. That's what she was doing. Let me play this, okay? Let me play this.
A bombshell new development in the child rape case against a former Tipton County teacher. Today, a recording of a phone call between the suspect, Alissa McCommon, and an alleged victim was played in court. And during the call, McCommon makes references to a baby.
just forget we ever talked, okay? I'll raise this baby and I'll love this baby and I'll feel about myself.
During today's hearing, McCommon's bond was revoked. She's scheduled to be back in court in late November.
She said, you could just forget that we talked and I'll raise this baby.
Hey.
Hold up, y'all. Let me go back a little bit. That's what she said. That's just crazy.
And just forget we ever talked, okay? I'll raise this baby and I'll love this baby and I'll feel about myself.
She said, I will raise this baby by myself. That's what she's it's scary, right? She looks she looks like a very rough 38-year. Not a very rough. A very hard. You look like a hard 38. Shout out to Layla. It's a hard 38, right? Right, Tammy. Listen. We know that things like this it's happened before though. I'm not surprised because it has happened before. Like I said, Billy Falau's family raised those girls. That Mary Kay Letourneau, what was she, his third grade or fourth grade teacher at one point? She did. Billy Falau's mother took on raising those girls. Those girls are beautiful girls, but I mean, this was a traumatizing thing for Billy Falau. He never denied that. You know, he married his perpetrator. That's what he did. And I mean, can you imagine how this messed up the rest of his life? Just thinking about the way in which you think about relationships. I think Billy Falau is in his 50s now, or no, 40s? I could be wrong. Because Mary Kay Letourneau was about, I don't know, in her 30s when all of this went down. Let me pull up a video. Billy Falau. Hold up, y'all, because we could watch it. I couldn't think of anything else but that. Mary Kay. Here we go. Man, she comes up first in the search. Mary, thank you for becoming a member, love. All right. This was literally 5 years ago. Now, Mary Kay has since passed away. Okay, I think she passed away of cancer, if I remember correctly.
Letourneau. You may remember she was a teacher sent to prison for having sex with a 13-year-old student. Then they married, started a family. It's all told in a new documentary. Diana Sato here with the details. Hey, Diane.
George, so many people have wondered about this relationship. Now, Mary Kay Letourneau is finally giving viewers an inside look at her controversial life and how she's doing now.
Am I sorry he's the father of my children and that we're married and this is the man of my life? No, I'm not.
More than 20 years since.
Keep that in mind. Mary Kay Letourneau was never sorry about anything that she did. Okay? So it's just, this is why I'm not surprised by, say, a similar case like that. I wouldn't surprise me if it happens again.
The scandal that shocked the nation.
A 35-year-old teacher who had sex with a 13-year-old sixth grader sentenced to 80 days in prison.
Mary Kay Letourneau, the then married mother of 4 who pled guilty to raping her 13-year-old former student, Billy Falau, is hoping to set the record straight in a new A&E Network biography special called.
I never understood what she wanted to set straight. You know, and like I said, what did you want? Girl, lady, you were convicted. Okay? You were convicted. You also violated your, probation, whatever the hell it was at the time. What is it that needed to be set straight? That you did not rape this young man? Like, what do you set straight? And let me try not to move my head so hard. I'm just saying. You didn't know this story, Vic? Hold on, what did you say? I didn't know of this. You didn't know. Oh, girl, Vic, this was like, man, this was like one of those Barbara Walter specials. May she rest in peace. Barbara Walter specials. Like, this was a huge story back in the day. It really was. Because I don't want to misspeak. I don't know if is Billy Falau in his 40s or late 30s? I could be wrong. Y'all need to tell me in the chat. No, you never heard of you guys never heard of this story? Wow.
Called Mary Kay Letourneau.
It was the big story.
Autobiography.
First of all, I was a teacher, and Billy was once a student, but there was nothing going on at all when he was a student of mine.
Letourneau got pregnant and delivered Falau's baby girl before serving her 80-day prison sentence. Although the judge ordered her to stay away from him upon her release, she violated her parole.
And got pregnant again. And got pregnant again. It did ruin his life. It really did. Amy, do you know if the third child is with somebody else? I believe it's with another woman, though. I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Yes. Brenda's like, I have no words. Y'all are clutching your pearls. I thought you guys knew this story. Come on now. This is like a true crime. I hate to say it this way, but it is one of those true crime stories that has been told a couple times. Yeah, but this one right here, along with Adnan Syed, is another story that I was thinking about talking, but that one is just too. I was talking to an attorney friend today. It's just a very complicated story. But yes. What Mary is not telling you in this documentary is she was previously married before Billy. Okay, she was married, and I believe she had like 2 or 3 kids. Okay, she meets Billy Falau, and they, that happens, and then she gets pregnant. So she already had like 3 other children prior to getting pregnant with Billy. That did happen. This was a huge story. Absolutely felony.
I love him, and he was waiting for my call.
That was like pretty much like the plan to get back together and see each other.
Letourneau was sent back to jail for 7 years, where she gave birth to another daughter. After serving her sentence, the couple got married and blended their families.
My oldest children, they've come to know Billy, and they've always known me. Now they're grown ups and they have independent lives, but in the first years, they wanted to be together.
Now a paralegal, Letourneau maintains she never knew she was doing anything illegal when she started the affair, claiming it was consensual, even though the age of consent was and still is 16.
She didn't know she was doing anything wrong, you guys. She thought it was consensual. I'm drinking a cherry Coke right now. Listen, Linda, that's your issue. I'm just telling you what she said. And she at the time, she's passed away. She's passed away about 3 years ago. She thought it was consensual. She thought it was consensual to have sex with her then 13, 12-year-old student in her 30s. She thought it was consensual. Like she wasn't thinking about, she ignorance of the law, right? What's that one saying that says that ignorance of the law does not necessarily, take you away from the repercussions or, what is it? Consequences of the law? Yeah. She didn't know. Layla's like, girl, stop this. She didn't know. She was effing it to you. She didn't know. The teacher is the victim here.
And she says stories of other teachers who have since been convicted for relationships with underage students baffle her.
It's just that any teacher after what happened to me would go there. At least I can say that I did not know that it was a law. And you knew. After my case, you knew.
And in 2017, Falau filed for separation from Letourneau, but the couple still lives together in Washington State.
They did file for separation. They were having marital issues. Is anybody surprised? They were having marital issues. Billy Falau, my understanding when I watched some of the documentaries that were going on between these two and what was being aired is Billy Falau, wasn't ready to grow up. I mean, he was still a child even in his 30s and 20s, and she wanted somebody to be of a certain way and certain things to happen this way and to grow up and maybe prioritize. And I'm like, girl, you married you victimized this man. You did, right? You turned him into a father, into a husband. He never got the chance to know anybody outside of you. Mm. When HR needs to do a special class, hit the like. Thank you. She don't, and she's coming. Kate, you know what's interesting? You say that. I believe she was married in the Catholic Church with her first husband. My understanding that's, so adultery is a huge thing. Maybe she just didn't know the law. That's what it was. Maybe she just didn't know. And SW, thank you for the 199, by the way. She said, at least I didn't know. That's what she said. She said, at least I didn't know.
Attorney says they are in counseling and working on their issues. And George Mary Kay Letourneau autobiography airs tonight on A&E, so we will learn more.
How do you cancel? Like, how do you professionally, how does a therapist deal with that? How do you counsel through that? I don't know how. Like, and I'm going to tell you something, even somebody that's would be licensed, like, how do you go beyond, like, how do you resolve that? This is somebody's perpetrator that turned into a husband, right? That she turned into a husband. How do you counsel through that in addition to them having kids? Because that's something that you can't really like resolve, right? Right. She said it with her chest too crazy. So how do you take this on as a client? Right. Like, that's what I'm saying is how do you counsel through that? How do you do that? I don't know. She didn't know it was wrong to have eggs with a child. She didn't know she was violating the law. That's what it sounds like. She didn't know it was against the law at all. So about 3 years ago, she did die about 3 years ago. ET
There's
reported it.
a lot of heartfelt emotion
2006.
from people. Just, people that said they prayed for us all those years. And
Mary Kay Letourneau, the former Washington middle school teacher who made headlines for her sexual relationship with an underage student in 1997, has died. She was 58 years old. Her attorney tells ET Mary was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer.
Yeah, she died of cancer. And it sounds like, I mean, Billy stayed by her side throughout this whole thing,
6 months ago and spent the last month in hospice care. Quote, her death was fairly sudden. Most of the family, including Billy, were there with her. Billy was giving her 24-hour care for the last month of her life. Billy, of course, is Billy Falau, her ex. Mary's attorney added, quote, my hope is that she will be remembered for all the great things she did for everybody in her life, rather than the one mistake she made.
The attorney can recognize that she made a mistake. Mary Kay couldn't. She couldn't figure that out. And you could see that throughout the various interviews, right? You could see throughout various interviews that she couldn't really reconcile that being a mistake, and I think even for people, like I remember talking to somebody, we were talking about this specific case, this was a couple years ago, and I was thinking back about some of the narrative that we were having or conversation then, and they were in this idea of like, well, they gave birth to these beautiful kids, and it's not so much the kids part, it's the fact that someone's life was completely altered based on this relationship. And that at the end of the day, whether it affects him now or later on or in between, it's going to affect him, right? That he couldn't even necessarily have a childhood, right? None of that because he had to raise these kids. Give me one second. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, so it's a lot. Big, well said. Her daughters turned out okay, but yeah, the daughters turned out. Luckily, the daughters, I mean, they were raised with family. You know what I'm saying? That's the good thing. But Billy, whether he sees himself or not as a victim, he was definitely a victim. There were so many petty. They did a Lifetime movie. They did so many movies about this situation, but there's something really sick, in my opinion, about the way in which this relationship was glamorized on television, because it really was. And it was glamorized amongst kids at that time of their age. Like, wow, what? It's I don't know. I don't know.
In 1997, Mary pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree child rape for her sexual relationship with Billy, who was at the time her 13-year-old student. She was sentenced to 7 years in prison, but still illegally continued her relationship with Billy, giving birth to 2 children with a minor by the time he was 15. The first child was born in 1997 while awaiting sentencing, the second in 1998 while she was in prison.
I think there were more people with us than the loud voices that were having opinions that you're talking like right now that maybe misjudged.
Mary and Billy.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. They had to defend a lot of their relationship. What if the teacher was a male and a student a girl? Any movies made about that unacceptable, in my opinion? That's a good question. Me, would it be different if no? Because he would have still been an offender. And yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have because of the age being a factor was huge. And then they like violated. She got pregnant twice, twice.
They continued their relationship after she left prison in 2004. 1 year later, in 2005, they tied the knot.
You know, she's done her time.
Mary's attorney confirms to ET that Billy filed for legal separation in 2017, and after several attempts at reconciliation, they finalized their separation in 2019. Her attorney explained, quote, they couldn't live together, but they always loved each other. And he came back at the end of her life to take care of her as a reflection of that love.
Mary, was it worth it?
I don't look at life that way. I do my best. So if you asked me that question, did you do your best through every situation? I can say I did my best.
So this is why she's such a space cadet. Well, she was. Yeah, so it's the smallest violin playing. She passed away about 3 years ago. She did. Barbara's face, I know. I was like, "Oh Lord, not Barbara Walters." Yeah, so am I at all surprised when we see stories about, you know, teachers having sex with minors? Because some of us kind of like if you follow that story, you kind of lived through, you kind of knew like what was going on and the glorification that came out of that. Truly. Wild time giving predators a platform like that. Right. People were fascinated with Mary Kay Letourneau. They really were. I don't know what I mean. There was, like I said, there was movies and books written about this. Lifetime was, had a bunch of movies and series. They're still out there. People are fascinated with such stories. In this one, this just happens to be a current one. Alissa McCommon allegedly raped a young boy and sexually pursued students after making friends with them playing video games, police said. Here's a police mugshot, excuse me. And she tells the victim that she's pregnant and that she's going to do her best to raise that kid. Like the fact that she even has contact with the victim. How did all that kind of go down? I don't know. It's hard once you're a kid and adult. Hold up. What did Austin say? You choose if you want to see your grandbabies or not. It's hard, definitely. Right. Right. When I'm growing up, I knew plenty of young teenage girls who were dating couches. Coaches? Couches? I read that wrong. Why did I say couches? Coaches and sometimes teachers. Sorry, my bad. I said couches instead of coaches. Um, I'm not surprised at that one too. I hate to say this, like even growing up. Mm, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't want. Let me not TMI too much of and you grow up and you see things, and I don't know if you guys recall in your grade school or whatever, you just grow up and see shit, and Sometimes you're afraid to say something and you don't speak out. That's a very real thing. I think for me, I know I said couches, not coaches. I'm trying not to get so demonetized. But yeah, this is, I don't know. This story is off. Question, did she say she can or can't say she did her best? Right, Jojo. It was very like, I can't say. She said that she can't say whether she did her best or not. That's kind of where she's at. It does happen. Take a look. He said, everybody's laughing at the coaches, couches, coaches. There was a student in my grade in high school that slept with the teacher at our school, and that teacher ended up killing herself once they got out around the town. Very sad when things like this happen. Thank you, Daleen, for sharing. But it happens, right? And that's the sad part. It does happen. You know, the thing is though is you kind of wonder how much of this is actually being reported to the authorities. Because if I could tell you, I know myself, for example, growing up, there I knew of a couple things that happened, and some of it was reported, but it wasn't investigated because different times, some of these professionals didn't do anything. And this is why, and I've said it before, it's like sometimes who you become as an adult, is why everybody should always get help, is very, indicative of what you've survived in your past, right? What you saw in your past can very well be what you become in your future, and it's important to kind of address those things head on. One thing that I will say, I'll speak for myself, is I have a lot of vicarious trauma. I do, both because of hearing from people speaking of their own stuff, right? But also maybe some of the stuff that I've seen that I'm like, or I'll do like a lot of countertransference or something like that, where it's like I'm seeing things and I don't really know how to take it in. And so you have to put things into compartments, things like that. But you gotta heal a lot of that. You definitely have to, because it will catch up to you. Sometimes these issues don't show up like they don't show up as they don't manifest themselves as you think that they would. They manifest themselves as sleepless nights, as memories, things like that. Things like that. They do manifest themselves in different ways. There's a semi-popular comedian who talks about a similar thing with a male teacher and how everyone stuck up for him and turned on her and continued teaching until he retired, unfortunately. Wow, Samantha. It's been said before. People don't, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if I were to ask you guys if y'all ever encountered a teacher that gave you the creeps. Why do they give you the creeps? Why does somebody give you a creeps? Like what why is that? I know I've encountered that, and I could probably disclose, like what that felt like. But yeah, yeah. Think about like when somebody gives you the creeps, think about what it was exactly that it creeped you out about that person. And understand that a little bit further. Tazzy says, I understand. Yeah. Yes. I went to 10 different schools, and I can tell you for a fact this happened in at least 3 of my schools growing up. Yes, facts. Survivors in trauma therapy to heal. Yeah, finally to heal. Absolutely. But don't ignore those symptoms at all. Think about how you can address them and figure out how that those can be addressed. Makes me glad I skip school all the time, says Aunt Katie. I know, right? Y'all can't be blaming the kids. I know I ditched a lot of school. See, there was a reason why I ditched a lot of school. I'd rather be out there than in there. Just saying. If it's between your head and your gut, go with your gut. Yep. Yep. Remember to listen to your feeling. Yeah. No matter what age. Yes. Mm, it's interesting. We had a girl marry a coach after graduating. Whoa. It's weird. Hello, Rabbit. Just because a child can perform a certain act, it doesn't mean that they are mature enough to deal with it. And that is so true. That is so true. Yeah, it's very true. Thank you for saying that. Very true. But there's been a lot of people that have examined. I mean, there's been a lot of movies. Let me share with you guys. Look, if I type in Mary Kay Letourneau, all these movies, all the interviews that have been done, because this has been one of those things where people have like wanted to peel the onion out of this thing. I mean, that's them. That's the daughters that they had together. A look back at Mary Kay Letourneau's affair with her 12-year-old student.
The scandalous marriage between Mary Kay Letourneau and her former elementary school pupil is over. Her husband, 33-year-old Billy Fulau, filed for a legal separation 3 days before their 12th wedding anniversary, claiming our marital community ended.
There was something going on in their relationship, and by the way, I'm pretty sure that it had to do with an age difference. I'm just gonna put that out there, based on what I saw, based on the fact that she wanted things a certain way. There were certain milestones that she was meeting in her life that Billy wasn't there yet because they weren't. It is what it is. It's what it was at the time, and the trauma. 'Cause whether he recognizes it or not, there was trauma there.
Although they continue to live in the same household. Mary Kay began an affair with Billy when he
This is the picture that, she was in her 30s and he was what, 13? And this is when she was saying, "Yeah, I didn't know the law. I didn't know it was I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing was wrong." If you ever look at other videos and photos of her when they were together, it was very childlike. Like she literally acted as if she 13. 30 going on 13, kind of like that movie. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like that.
he was just 12 years old, and she was a 6th grade teacher in Seattle.
It was wrong, and I am sorry.
Over the years, Inside Edition has followed the saga's twists and turns as Mary Kay became pregnant with daughter Audrey.
You purposely violated the conditions of your sentence.
She served 7 years behind bars for child rape. Hey, Mary. And renewed her relationship with Billy after her release. And we were there in 1998 when Billy saw his second daughter, Georgia, born behind bars for the first time. Their daughters are now 19 and 18. Mary Kay and Billy were interviewed by Barbara Walters on
By the way, this was 6 years old.
Their 10th wedding anniversary in 2015.
What kind of a husband is he?
He's spontaneous.
Spontaneous?
I like that. I love that, actually. So there's never a dull moment for sure.
Now they are still making news 20 years after the saga began.
Yeah. Crazy, huh? So that is the story that we have going on right now. So lady basically told the victim that she is pregnant. And again, I think this is the big old announcement from Covington Police Department. Their big one on September 28th. What was it? About a week ago or so. Arrested former teacher Alissa McCommon on a new criminal charge of coercion of a witness, aggravated stalking, and harassment. On September 8th, 2023, the CPD arrested Alissa McCommon for rape of a child. This was back in September 8th. McCommon posted bond and was subsequently released by the court on conditional bond of no contact with the victim or any minors other than her own children. Look, other than her own children. I was like, okay. That's the only kids that she could have. Is she safe around kids? Is she her own kids? On September 26th, CPD Criminal Investigator Division received information that former teacher Alissa McCommon, 38, of Covington, Tennessee, using a previously unknown phone number, initiated additional contact with victim. The evidence indicated McCommon texted a victim using a specific code word known to the juvenile as a code word McCommon would previously utilize to confirm that the juvenile was alone, often before sending nude photos on Snapchat. After using the code word on the 28th of September, the evidence indicates McCommon sent multiple text messages to victim indicating he would regret doing this. McCommon, using the same number as also admitted, to a sexual encounter with victim. Because there's multiple, like there's one victim I believe named, but there might be multiple students in this. Okay. Just saying. Police Chief Donna Turner stated The actions of McCommon are not only appalling, but CPD is also concerned about this apparent violation of her bond conditions. Due to the nature of her communication, we are concerned others may have been contacted. We continue to work closely with the district attorney's office as to the revocation of McCommon's bond, as well as the additional charges that continue to develop. McCommon was arrested today at her Covington home, transported to Tipton County Jail. McCommon is being held without bond pending her appearance in Tipton County General Session Court. She has been charged with coercion of a witness, aggravated stalking, tampering with evidence, and harassment. This investigation continues to develop related to victims in similar circumstances. If your child has been contacted by an unknown number, CPD can check that info for you and would like to in order to ensure that such abuse does not continue. Lady needs to not have a phone. I don't know why the hell she was on Snapchat. Why was she even out on bond? First of all, clearly, some people shouldn't be let go on bond. I'm just saying. Please contact the CPD at this number. Tips can also be sent through the website or Facebook Messenger. Here she is, man. Here she is. There she goes. There she goes. She's in jail, right, though? Don't worry, y'all. Tipton County go treat her like shit. Says Chico. Shout out to Chico. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, is that her house? She got a nice house. Lady got a nice house. We'll say that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, they got her. There you go. Walk of shame. Walk of shame. On all the comments, people are just saying a lot. I don't even want to read all them. But yeah. What was the reason? All right. You're right. You are so right. That totally deserves a Cardi B. What was the reason? Like, what was the reason for all of that? You are so correct.
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
I don't need to explain myself to you.
What was the reason?
My goodness. I will never. What was the reason? What was the reason? Alana, we don't know. We don't even know if the 12-year-old is the father. If that is what she's just putting that out there. I think she's doing this to make the victim feel some type of way about, what's going on. That's what I think she did it on purpose, but I don't know. I don't know. That's right, Ozzy. What was the reason, bitch? What was the reason? That's right. That will never get old. No, it won't. I still remember. I used to watch Love and Hip Hop, and I remember watching the reunion and watching that specific clip. I said that shit is so funny. Anyways, I'm done. Okay. For why? Right, Aesop. For why? Right. I have an idea, and I know what the reason was, says Vic. Lord have mercy. For why, says the good Nanya. For why? For why? For why? Rabbit is twerking. You want a rabbit twerking? I will definitely let me do this. Let me welcome all the beautiful, wonderful members. Let's remove this monster out of my screen for a minute. Shout out to everybody that's here. I'm gonna do a little rabbit twerking to welcome all the beautiful, wonderful members in the house. Thank you those that have gifted memberships. Let me go ahead. Where'd it go? Here it is. This is for you guys. For those, I mean, oh Lord have mercy. Hold up, y'all. For those that, you just learned about the Alissa McCommon case, and those that did not know about Mary Kay Letourneau, look it up. Look it up. It's a very interesting case, especially if you're into human behavior, psychology, therapy, all that kind of stuff. Definitely, 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 you want to look that up. Rabbit, you have the coolest channel and Discord. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. The pole dancing of the rabbit. So rabbits work. Yes, that's you in the suits. Maybe. Good Nunya, maybe. You never know. Not gonna say nothing. I can't twerk right now. My neck is killing me, so I gotta head out. I have a for those that are coming in or we're late, I have a pinched nerve on my neck and it's hurting me a lot. I was not going to go live. I didn't do a lot of videos today because my neck is killing me. You didn't know about Billy's story? Look it up. It's a very interesting story. Look it up. I definitely recommend you guys to look into it. It makes there's more details obviously to this story than I ever really went into, but this was just a little bit of it. But look it up and let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's a very interesting story. And my opinion, I think Billy Falau was a victim, whether he sees it or not. I feel like he was always a victim in the story. That's how I see it. Anyways, I'm gonna do that, Snoop. I'm definitely gonna do that. My neck is killing me, so I gotta go. But I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. If you're watching the replay, you guys have a great night. And again, thank you for gifting memberships, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to my mods and all the people at Discord. You guys are awesome. Much love. Have a great night, guys. Rabbits out.